We're here today because unfortunately I have to sue my own parents for the financial damages they've caused by illegally squatting in my home.
Squatting in your home?
Yes.
That's not something you hear every day. Okay, so these are your parents. Tell me more. How were they able to squat?
Yes, well, it belongs to my grandfather, and he sold it to me for a third of the cost because he was a very loving grandfather to me, which my parents were not. I own the home now because of that, and he retired in Arizona.
So your grandfather, in the spirit of generational wealth and passing that forward, sold you his home at a deep market discount, so now you own the home?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any offering of proof to show the court around that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, I have some evidence.
Okay, go ahead and give everything to my bailiff, Elijah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I'll review this momentarily. Okay, so you own this house. You said some pretty strong words there, Mr. Harris. You said that these are your parents. They are responsible for you being in the world, and yet you said that they weren't loving towards you.
Well, see, unfortunately, as a kid, my parents I would not call were loving parents. No love was lost here all these years because in the beginning there wasn't much love given. As a kid, I was not really celebrated for my birthdays. I wasn't really bought much as a kid other than just having a roof over my head, having food, everything on the table, which is something I'm grateful for.
Well, yeah, those are the necessities.
Right.
Were you told I love you? Were you hugged? Were you adored?
That wasn't really something I got, no. I would always see my friends getting that, which really bothered me as a kid, and I wouldn't really get those things, no.
And so you got those affection from your grandfather?
Yes, my grandfather, I confided in him throughout my childhood, and he really seemed to show me the kind of love I really wish I received from my parents.
Okay, before we go further with the facts, I have to let you all respond to that. Those are some very severe accusations, Mr. Harris and Ms. Sanders.
Your Honor, we were very young when we got pregnant with Aaron.
What's very young?
18, 19. We were young. We were just out of school. We had just fallen in love. We were just getting married.
Okay.
We got pregnant. We decided to have Aaron and do the right thing.
Yes.
I feel like did what I was supposed to do for the 18 years for my son.
Yes,
We
we both
supported
did.
him.
Yes.
We kept the roof over his head.
The bare minimum.
Okay, so he acknowledged that you did provide life necessities, food, shelter.
Yes.
But what about the nurturing aspect? And I'll start with you, Mr. Harris, because I don't want to show gender favoritism here. As his father, you also are responsible for the nurturing aspect of parenting, right?
Your Honor, I thought I did the best I could. I own an electronics shop, and we were running this for 20 years, and that took most of my attention and energy. He kept comparing his life to his friends' lives with parents that were far more well off. It put a lot of pressure on us
Yes.
To earn. What do
Yes.
you have to say about it, Ms. Sanders?
I felt that we had,
Did you tell your son you loved him, Ms. Sanders, when he was growing up?
I believe that I did.
Mr. Harris?
I heard quite the opposite. I think I heard at one point that I was a kid, I had heard multiple times in different, emotional outbursts that I wasn't even planned. I was an accident. We weren't supposed to have you. So.
Okay, I want you to pause right there, Mr. Harris. Mr. Harris and Ms. Sanders, tell me that's not true.
We believed that we were taking care of him.
Did your
And
son get an indication from you two that his being here was a mistake?
We were honest with him growing up.
That's a yes. So that's a yes.
Well, we told him from the beginning that...
Mr. Harris, that's yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's a yes. Okay. I'm very triggered, to be candid with you. I grew up with a single, impoverished young mother myself, but she did me the good favor of never letting me feel the scarcity and the stress and the trauma that she was experiencing while I had what should have been, sir, your luxury of an innocent childhood. Continue with this house and why you are suing them today, Mr. Harris.
I rent out a room in my home to make additional income.
Of course, smart.
Yes, I have a job with a tech company as well that I've gotten over the years of working very hard in my life without my parents' help. That I have now been able to add some income in my life with
this rented
short-term
room.
rentals. Right.
Okay.
So with that being said, this is the room, this was the second bedroom that they had ended up squatting in, which resulted in me losing about $10,000, if not over $10,000 in the potential income that I could have gotten from renting out.
It was my childhood bedroom.
Which you don't own anymore.
Okay, so hold on here, Mr. Harris, defendant. You're telling me, Mr. Aaron Harris, that you were at work, you come home in this secondary bedroom, which you use as rental income. I'm seeing some of this evidence here. I'm seeing a day rate of $80, this, that, and the third. Subtotal, so I see. So you're earning about $2,619 a month on this bedroom.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's very good income, sir. And I'm sure you use this to support your life.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're losing out on this because you two decide that it's cute to come back to your former, the house that used to belong to your father. This was your father's house, Mr. Harris?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're still talking about a childhood bedroom. Sir, how old are you today?
I'm 45, Your Honor.
Okay, so you're very much a grown man, right?
Correct.
Okay, so then a childhood bedroom would not apply to you, correct?
Yes, Your Honor, but my father had offered me my entire life if we ever run into trouble to come back to the house.
We were always welcome.
We were always
Always.
welcome.
And you
there.
heard that too, Mr.
I heard that, yes.
Okay.
So-
Well, it sounds like then the issue might be that Grandpa Harris might need to be here today because he inadvertently, to your point, sold that property, and that promise does not transfer with him. Okay, so you guys are in the secondary bedroom, and how long are you staying there?
Your Honor, we didn't even know my father had sold the property to my son. My son and my father had cut us off as soon as he was 18 and he left home.
Did they
Over-
cut you
over
off,
a
or did
month.
you cut them off?
He cut us off.
Okay, so y'all have been estranged for how long?
5 years?
Okay,
years.
5 years. Y'all all agree on that. Wow, this is very, very sad, right?
Absolutely.
My goodness, the heartbreak is just palpable. Okay, 5 years of estrangement. You go back to your dad's house. I assume what you're on hard times.
Yes, Your Honor, our business had failed. We had to sell everything, sell all of our business, and I thought my father's house was open.
Well, it was always...
You had no reason to believe otherwise. I'm hearing.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so you go back. You're in the secondary bedroom.
Well, real
Then
quick,
what
Your Honor, we got back there was nobody there. We didn't know where my father was.
It's still in the same place.
The hide key. We found the hide key.
Yeah.
Okay.
The hidden key.
Yeah, well, my father had left.
Okay.
And we went into the house, and the house was not in good shape. When Aaron says he's using this house as a rental property, that's kind of shocking to us.
Yeah, I spruced it up when
Gee.
when I got in there. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it looks
Well,
way better
I mean,
now.
He's how old are you, Mr. Harris?
I'm 24.
Okay, so this is a young male, you know, so this is, I can imagine it probably looked a little bit like animals, right? You know, this is essentially a young bachelor's pad, probably half frat house, half bachelor's pad. So I would imagine that, I imagine you're right. I imagine it was not up to the standard of living that a woman of your pedigree would be used to. But nonetheless, I hear you when you say you used a key, so you didn't really like break and enter.
Absolutely
But
not.
you did pursue occupancy, correct?
Yeah.
We were there for what,
30 days, at
weeks?
least.
Yeah, weeks
At least.
before anybody showed up.
Yeah.
Okay, and then when someone did show up, it was your son.
Yes, it was our son. And when he showed up, we were actually astonished and excited.
Okay,
I'm
so
sorry, Your Honor,
joyous
that's
to
not
see him.
accurate.
Okay, hold on, y'all. Once y'all got past your shock and awe, I'll let you give your side in a second. Go ahead. Then what happened?
He came in. He seemed very upset to see us. Our joy was authentic. Mine was authentic to see him. And he informed us that we couldn't be there. He owned the home. This was all news
to you.
to us.
Okay, so once he tells you that he owns the home and he doesn't want y'all there, what do you do?
We wanted to rebuild our family.
It
We
was
wanted to
unimaginable.
repair whatever issues had become between us.
Okay.
And we didn't have anywhere to go. He immediately called the cops on us.
Immediately.
Okay, let's pause. Is that true, Mr. Harris? You called the police?
I did call the police.
Okay, that's this incident report I'm seeing right here?
Yes, ma'am, I have that evidence.
Okay, tell me about this police call.
Well, the thing is originally to clarify the information that I feel is inaccurate. They were not there for 30 days. There was no way. I was only gone from my work trip for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And when I came back, just seeing that truck there, I was surprised why anyone was at my home. And then I saw, of course, the symbol of the company that I know so well, and just my heart sank. I walked in, of course, not with good emotion, validly so, because I had no idea who was supposed to be coming to my house while I was gone.
Right.
And that's why I reacted that way. Ultimately, I told them that I did not want them there.
But when you
explained to
call
them-
the police, Mr. Harris, just so
Yeah.
the court is clear, you're calling them on anybody that's in that house, or are you calling them because it's these two?
No, I'm calling them because it's these two.
Okay.
So when I called them, called the cops, I had already informed them that I do not want them there, that I informed them about...
Well, I see it says trespass is the pending charge.
Yes.
They don't leave. How long do you end up staying, Mr. Harris and Ms. Sanders?
4 months.
4 months. The cops showed up, and what they said is that we had rights to be
Yeah,
there.
we were
Okay, that's what
entitled.
the law
Yes.
enforcement told you.
That's what the cops told us. We followed the letter of the law.
Okay. I am seeing some validity to that argument. I'm looking at the bottom of this police report. An eviction process has to take place. And you understand that, right, Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Tell me about the eviction process.
There were legal fees obviously involved in that eviction process, so I had to pay that $450 just for the eviction notice. The total legal fees are around $2,500, which I would at the very least like to get back if I don't get that $10,000.
Okay. I'm seeing the eviction notice, and ultimately the court ruled in favor of your son, you two, and you two were evicted, yes?
Yes, we were evicted.
Yes.
The last month, we did everything we could to try to talk to our son to
Yes.
let us stay. We even offered on the very last day to give him rent. He wouldn't listen to us.
We were paying $100 a month for utilities.
Miss Sanders, you're a grown woman, right?
Yes.
What you think this young man's gonna do with $100? The reality is there is no fiscal responsibility that anybody in America can hardly take care of these days with $100. So stop that. I got to ask you a question, Mr. Harris. You talked about wanting to repair the relationship with your son, and that's admirable.
Yeah.
But the court has to wonder, was that the real motive for you staying in this property, or was this about the fact that you didn't have anywhere else to go?
Your Honor, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say it's both.
Please. Okay, well, I appreciate the honesty.
Because it was coming back home. It was coming
Yes.
back to where we thought we would have some support.
We were welcome.
We thought we were welcome.
Have you had any contact with your father, sir?
I have attempted to contact him. He has not responded to
No.
us in, again, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we
where
don't
are
even know
you,
where he
Mr.
is.
Harris, with your grandfather?
I'm in a very good place with my grandfather, considering he's helped me more than my parents ever have. And he is retired happily in Arizona now, and I keep great contact with him. I actually had to contact him once I realized they were here.
Right.
And I got him on the phone. I got my dad on the phone with my grandfather, and he told him exactly how he felt about him, which was not the same way he felt 30 years ago, telling him he could come into the house whenever he wanted to.
Okay. This is my question to you. I have one more question, and then I'll be ready to rule. This question is for you, Mr. Harris, the plaintiff.
Yes.
You're asking for $10,000. Now, I'm trying to put this sum together here. $2,000 was your lawyer fees, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, the other money would be the result of this unearned rent. Is that what that's how you're getting to $10,000?
Yes, ma'am.
Final question here for you, sir. You called the police immediately upon you recognizing them in the property. How long before this police report was filed did you get your eviction case?
Believe it was in fall that I got it. So
Okay, so
September.
about 2 months?
Yes.
I believe the court's heard enough here, and I'm ready to rule.
Well, Your Honor, there's no guarantee. We understand what I
Yeah.
said. There's no guarantee he was going to receive
There's
any
no
rent.
guarantee that he would have even rented the room. There's no guarantee that he would have rented it at that amount every single day.
Okay. What do you say to that, Mr. Harris? What was your rental track record like before these two came into the property?
Practically impeccable. I mean, I kind of had people renting out the entire months before they came, and up and coming months, I've done my research. I know that the months in winter time, end of the year, people are booming.
Well, have you been
obviously.
able to rent the property since they've been evicted?
No.
Okay, so the room is vacant right now.
Yes, it's vacant.
Okay, it's vacant right now. Okay, you two, this family drama has really just put a heaviness on my heart. I want to say that before I give some ruling. That said, some things can't be helped. And what is also true, and I want you to know this, Mr. Harris, is while it's ideal to be able to reconcile with our family and our loved ones, if it's toxic, it's okay to have a boundary. Okay?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, you need to know that. Now, as for you two, while I can appreciate falling on hard times and needing a place to go, nobody here is above that. You have to realize that things have changed. And due to your treatment of both your son and actually, sir, in your case, your own father, who I find it telling that he's also estranged from you. I don't think everybody's lying on you, Mr. Harris. If both your son and your father, I mean, that's a generational bookend that says you might be the problem, sir. Therefore, the court cannot find that you squatting indefinitely on this property was lawful. Now, I do recognize that once you enter a property, you do start having some rights, and the law enforcement on this was correct. You must go through a proper eviction process. That took time, and you did so.
Yes.
As a result, I am going to, because the court sided with you, had y'all not been evicted, he would be getting dismissed today. But because another housing court heard all the evidence and they said that you were not lawful in your occupancy, you were indeed right for eviction, I'm going to split the difference here in court today. Mr. Harris, you are going to get your attorney fees back because that validates the veracity of your original legal claim that they were squatters. However, you've not proven to the court that you would have reasonably been able to rent out that room the entire time of their occupancy. So we're going to split that part in half. I'm going to give you half of that. You'll get a total in favor of the plaintiff for $5,000. That is my ruling.
Judge Ebony has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. co-defendants are ordered to pay $5,000.
Law is the law. Guess I learned more than you could ever taught me.
Son, we were here for you for 18 years. We're here for you for the future.
Unimaginable.
Look what you're doing to your mother.
Unimaginable.